Welcome to Making Life Work, a lifestyle improvement channel geared towards independent and self-reliant people. So if that is you, go ahead and subscribe. In this video, you're going to get to watch me build a beautiful round table that fits quite nicely in a kitchen that has a dining room or a dining area attached to it. You can fit up to 5 chairs. We've even put all the way up to 7 people around this table. It works really well for that. I like the design as well. It kind of has somewhat of a farmhouse type feel to it is what I would describe it as. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. That's going to help this channel out. And we really appreciate you watching. Thanks for coming by. Let's get to work. Got 4 pieces from 2 boards. We got all our pieces cut here. I didn't show every one of these, but I showed you one little snip there of me actually cutting them. I don't know why, I guess so that you knew I actually did it. Anyhow, we got all the pieces we need to get ready for assembly. I just wanted to go through real quick. You're gonna need 4 legs, 28.5 long, 15-degree angle on both ends of the legs, 4 of them. Next, you got a bottom cross. So we got the 2 pieces. They're gonna connect to the side here. I'll show you assembly of that. So you're gonna really have 4 pieces on this one and your top cross piece. So 4 pieces there. Let's start putting this all together. I'm going to show you how to assemble the top cross section. The bottom cross section, you do it the exact same way, but you're going to want to mark everything here. So this is 32 inches, half of 32, 16, make you a line. These are 2x6s, which means they're about 5.5, so just under 3 inches. Mark you a line. I got my lines marked, line them up. I like to mark everything, line it all up. Now I'll drill my pocket holes. We're gonna wood glue and attach this with pocket hole screws, then clamp it, and it should set up just fine. When you're placing your pocket holes, be mindful of where you're doing it. What do I mean by that? Well, this is the bottom, this side of the 15-degree angle, so the longer end is going to be on the ground. You're going to want to flip it over and clamp the other side, not the side with the pocket hole screws, because pocket holes tend to gravitate towards the top part of the board. Put some pressure down on both pieces. When you're going to mark your circle, this is one way you can do it. There's other ways out there, but you want your radius, so half of your diameter. This is a 45-inch round table. I marked halfway. Get you a straight edge. I'm using a 1/8 inch piece, thin plywood. Cut me a strip. I marked 25.5 from here to here. Drill a hole for your marker or pencil. Drill a hole for a nail for it to swing around. You got a nice straight edge to make you a perfectly round circle. Works great. This technique works great. I've already started to cut some pieces off. You know, cut your excess off with a circular saw. It's going to make it easier when you're using your jigsaw. freehand cut with a jigsaw. That's not half bad. When you're getting ready to mark out your holes for your screws to attach the leg to the cross base on the bottom, put your board on there how it's going to be and mark yourself a line. This way, when you're drilling your holes, you know you're well within that line parameter and you're going to have a nice tight fit and it's going to be beautiful. For this next step, you're really going to want to drill a pilot hole to keep your wood from splitting. I'm using a 3/16 bit. There's so many different ways that you can attach the leg to the bottom cross piece, but the way I'm going to do it is with this lag right here. These are locked tight because I actually don't mind the look of having the black Loctite screws showing, but if you don't like that, then countersink it and do your screws that way. You know, it's up to you. I do want them to be halfway uniform, you know what I'm saying, and that way it looks decent. You don't want your screws to be different lines, so just put you a square on there and you can draw your line, and then now your drill holes rather be lined up. Going about the middle, huh? Go all the way through with it. All the way. Okay. I've got all 4 of my legs attached to the bottom cross. Like I said, we're using these lag screws. Really, that's what I call lag screws. The brand is Headlock. It's pretty much the same thing. After you have your bottom pieces attached, we went over that. We're gonna put the top cross on. This one's super easy because if you line up each side, then you're gonna have the perfect spacing. You really don't need to measure anything. For instance, if you move this, you're gonna be off over here. Your top cross on top of your legs, pre-drill, sink you some screws. I use 2-inch screws here, 3 across each one. I put 4 over here because this one's a little warped. You can put as many as you want. The tabletop's going to sit on top of it, so make sure they're, you know, sunk down below the surface of the wood, and you'll be good to go. I've moved on to my least favorite part of projects, and that's the sanding. I'm not going to show you me sanding this table, but these are some of the tools that I'm using. Sanding block. I actually really like this. You got an orbital sander that you can use and the belt sander. This belt sander is coming super handy because it's got some of my imperfections out. I've got this table pretty much sanded to the level I want it. I also use the router, routed the edges of this table, or the edge of this table. Now I'm on to the finish. That is going to wrap this project up. Again, if you liked it, hit that thumbs up button. We really appreciate that. One thing that you didn't get to see is I did put some runners underneath the bottom of the table. Add 3 boards. It really added some rigidness, I guess, to the table. It's nice and sturdy. It will work without it, but I do kind of recommend you add some runners. As always, we really appreciate you watching these videos. That's going to be it for us. See you on the next one.